here we are. And here you are, Stephen Donahue. Welcome back to the show, my man. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Dude, I'm so glad to have you back in here. Chatted with you once. I don't remember when that was.
It's probably right around a year ago, I think now, just before race season started.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. How was last season?
Up and down.
Yeah.
Very up and down. Was good in the beginning, had a really good start to the year, and then it kind of went downhill in a hurry. Yeah. These new tires we couldn't really get a handle on.
What's the problem with the tires?
They're just the sidewalls aren't as stiff as the American races. They're sizes are a little bit different, and we had a really good setup going for the American races, and the Hoosiers just threw us all off. And towards the end of the year, we gained on some stuff, and we found some issues with the car this off season. So hopefully we'll be a lot better.
Been turning wrenches?
Yeah, a lot. We got 3 late models of our own that we got done right after race season. Got my car I normally drive done. We built a new Tiger, and we've helped someone else build a new Tiger this year, so it's been busy.
What's the shop like over there at the Donahue?
A lot of juggling cars, a lot of trailers moving in and out, because we only got a 2-bay garage, so it's a lot of movement.
2-bay?
Yeah.
When's Dad going to be building a big-ass barn out back?
I got a big shop going up, hopefully this year, 50 by 60. I got the concrete poured last year, so need that done. We got a lift and everything. We just don't have a place to put it.
Oh my God! How does your mom deal with all of this shit?
She's pretty good with it. I mean, she doesn't come out in the garage a whole lot, so usually she'll stay in the house. Usually she'll come out and tell us dinner's done.
Yeah.
We have Justin Blakely's been coming up a lot and hanging out and helping us, so it's been good off season. She likes it. She definitely likes it, just not as much as we do. Now, if
she comes out and says dinner's ready, and you guys keep turning wrenches for another half an hour, does she get pissed?
No, not usually. Just says it's cold. Got to put it in the microwave.
So was it mainly the tires? Yes, last season.
Yeah, I'd say it was a lot of the tires. I had a lot of issues adjusting to them because they had a lot more roll in the car, and we were trying center poles, which is different rear suspension, and we were just trying a lot of stuff, and it just didn't work out as well. But we found a couple bad shocks in the car and some Heims that were locking up in the front end, and the ball joints that a couple of them ended up bent towards the end of the year, just small enough where unless you took it apart, you couldn't really tell. So hopefully it'll be a lot better this year, I'm hoping.
Marcel Gravel and I were chatting about you a little bit yesterday, and he was listing off quite a few drivers that he has a good amount of respect for, and you were one of them.
Yeah, it's a lot better when you know you can race around people and you know if they hit you and you get into the wall a little bit. Yeah. It doesn't happen very often, so you know it's an accident. Right. Usually you just, like I do, I just give him a shot in the ass after to show him I'm not that happy.
He said you're a pretty good sideways driver, though.
Yeah, I like sideways. I like being loose. I can drive a tight car, but I can handle a loose car a lot better. I can work with a loose car better. Dad says I should have been a dirt driver, but it's just too muddy. I'd rather play in my mud truck to play on the dirt.
Wow. How's Dad doing?
He's doing good. Staying busy. If he doesn't have something to do, he goes insane, and if he has too much to do, he complains about it. But he doesn't like it any other way. So. And
he's working on his car?
Yeah. Well, his car's all done, other than vinyl and exhaust port. So like just the outer fancy looking thing. So it's pretty well done for the year.
What'd you get for wins last season?
I only won once, and that was at Thunder Road. But, I mean, we got a couple seconds. I got a second in Jimmy Lenardi's car over at White Mountain. Just showed up working on Dad's car, and he wasn't feeling that good. So I got in his car, and I got a second place on that. And we got a few trophies, just only one win. A lot of seconds, a lot of thirds.
Where was that win? White Mountain?
No, that one is at Thunder Road.
No, so what win was that?
CCV night. That's actually when I got my first win at Thunder Road, so it's kind of cool to win on that night again. We won on Norm's car. So,
any bad wrecks?
Actually, not as bad as we've had in the last few years. I mean, I wrecked my car. I had blown the tire. I ran something over, and the tire went down coming out of two. That wall there, I backed it into the wall. But luckily, I was just able to. We brought it up to Jeff Taylor's up at Distance in Maine, and we my dad went up there while I was working, and they cut the rear clip, just what holds the fuel cell, just the bottom bars. Jeff welded some new ones on, and brought it back down, was good to go. So other than that, we were pretty good for the most part. Body panels, but nothing major.
So when shit goes down with Dad, who's his team? Who's his pit crew? Who's helping him out?
Well, I go over every week that I can. He's got Rob Taylor, Brian Newton, Mom. Papa goes over, Nana and Papa, but Papa just kind of hangs out. We don't want him to have to do too much. Cousin Todd from Maine, him and his wife Shelly come down and help Dad, and we got a pretty good fun group that we play race with. Jared Blakely spots for Dad, so it's usually pretty fun.
You're out on the track at the same time with Dad.
Yeah.
Raylene's giggling. You're smiling. What's that like?
It's to tell you the truth, it freaking sucks. Because
How so?
Well, we got into a wreck a couple years ago, and we're definitely a lot alike because we're both hard-headed. And I got out of the car just as pissed as he was, and I got out of my car. I ended up in the wall. I got out of my car, ran down to his car, and got in his window net and started freaking screaming at him. So, and he was screaming right back. But we got into the pits, and I was yelling and screaming with him. And by the end of the night, we calmed down, went down to the campus, and drank some beer and by the fire. Yep. So
and all was good at that point.
Yeah. We usually get over it pretty fast, but at the initial time, it's pretty well just want to freaking beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, and I asked you the last time you were in here to Fisk and fly in it. I think you said no.
No, I wouldn't hit him because he'd definitely throttle me if I ever did.
Seriously, he'd take you out?
Oh yeah, he'd take me out.
What?
Yeah, if it came down to a win, he'd definitely use me up a little bit, but I'd probably give it back to him now.
Wow.
It's fun, though. It is fun, especially when it's good.
What's that, Raylene? Yeah. Well, respect.
Yeah,
Respect.
it's he's done everything I've got is because of him. Everything he's done, so I owe him pretty much everything. Him and Mom and my grandfather.
Yeah. You guys just need to settle the hell down.
Well, I figured with him getting into his 50s, he would, but he definitely hasn't too much.
No. Yeah. I'm not, and it's not like he can say to you, "Don't you dare talk to your father that way. You're grounded for the week."
Yeah, no, he don't do that anymore.
He can't do that anymore.
No, he can't do that anymore, which is good because that would probably happen quite a bit.
Last time I saw you, I think you said you were 21.
Yep.
You're 22 now.
Yep. No, I'm 24.
You're 24.
24 now.
24 now.
Yeah,
We've lost
23
we've lost
last
track.
year.
23. All right. We had your sister in here too,
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing the horse racing thing. Yeah.
I mean, that's big. That's big. Where's she now?
Home now, but okay. I don't do too much with the horses. I don't like the horses too much.
Well,
they're too slow and
hi.
I can't turn them off. I will. I'll tell you for sure.
They don't have a carburetor.
No, exactly. No carburetor.
What good is it?
It just eats and shits. That's all it does. That's all I say they do.
Right.
They get out, tail on up.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, you tear the lawn up too, there, bud.
Yeah, with the 4-wheelers sometimes, but usually I'd stay off them.
What other kinds of carburetors do you like? What 4-wheeler?
Yeah,
what
I got
else?
a 4-wheeler, got a snowmobile, I got a jacked up 93 Toyota that I take out in the woods with 40-inch tires. I haven't done that in a couple of years, but I got an 85 step side that I've been restoring for the last 10 years pretty much. That's almost done. That'll be finally done this year, which will be good.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we usually just do the racing. We don't have time to do the mudding.
Raylene was reminiscing a little bit before you got here, just about you and snowmobiles, and there was a time when you did something and the track came off.
You told us last time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What happened? What happened?
I was riding, and we had just done a horse arena for my sister, and they had the throttle instead of the thumb like it usually has. It had it on the front. Like dirt bikes and them guys, they twist their wrists, so they just use the fingers. Well, I thought that was cool until I hit a bump, and I freaking lifted my thumb, and when I did the front of my hand grabbed the handlebars and went full throttle, and it flipped me off, and that one hurt. That one wasn't much fun. Dad wasn't happy about that one. He came up and said, "You fucking dumbass."
Whose sled was it?
Oh, it was mine.
It was
just
yours.
had it. First time riding
Come
it.
on. First time?
First time riding it.
Did you wreck it?
Yeah.
I mean, was it?
I did rear bumper.
Oh, God.
It popped off the windshield. It broke the taillight. Nothing too major.
Yeah.
Oh, bent. It did bend the upper A-frame on the right front.
Yeah.
So it did a little bit of damage, but I fixed it, so Dad couldn't complain at me anymore.
And you lost the track.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to put that all back on, readjust everything. It sucked. Wasn't much fun.
Oh, my God. You know, I'd love to see some sleds during the winter run around T Road. Do you think that'll ever be something that would happen?
I don't think it'd be on the track. I think you could do it in the field. Build
Yeah.
a little track, because Groveton did that this year. Build a track with the snow, because, with Malone having all his equipment,
Sure.
he could definitely build a little motocross track, which they did that. Started doing that for the kids this year up in the upper parking lot, little
Yeah.
120 races, which was really cool. It's
Yeah.
good to see that again, because I used to do that in Williamstown when they did it over there before
Oh,
Dollar
yeah.
General came in.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, those
I
were fun
remember that.
days. I liked it. I wish they'd still do that, but, it's changed a lot since then, too.
You had a little 120?
Yeah, still got it. It went from me to my sister to my cousin to his sister, and my uncle was going to sell it, and I said, no, that's coming back, because if I ever have kids one day, I'm going to keep the thing.
Absolutely, dude.
My grandfather bought it brand new back in 2003, 2004, so it's been around a while, and it has been ridden hard.
Yeah. There's. I wonder if Marcel and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I wonder if you have kids, and I think it's safe to say that you probably will.
Yeah.
What are you gonna? Are you gonna think differently?
Probably not.
Raylene's nodding her head no.
Yeah, probably not. My dad never thought much differently, and I probably won't think a whole lot differently.
So
Maybe if they're riding with me in something, I might be a little bit smarter. But when I'm by myself, probably not so much.
So you're just going to let them go?
Yeah.
They'll have a dirt bike or
Yeah.
4-wheeler.
They can do whatever they want.
Just
I'd
go.
probably keep him off the dirt bike, just from what Dad said. His body's really, he raced motocross through the woods and stuff for a while, and
Yeah.
his body's really beat up from it.
Yeah.
But if they want one, I don't have any problem giving them one. Definitely not want to force anything on them, but
Yeah.
race cars will be around, and if they gravitate towards them, great. If not,
Will you
They can do
get your
something
Will you
else.
get your kid in a go-kart?
no, I won't do go-karts. I think they're a waste of money. Personally, I think they're a waste of money.
Skip right over that.
Skip right over. I'll wait till I'll just put them in the Neon or Cavalier, or something. Put them in the Daredevil division, like at
Really?
Groveton, or the Kid division at White Mountain. I think that's a much better
No kid.
program. It's just the go-karts. By the time you buy them, and they're always changing, and it's
Yeah.
just too much money investment, not enough return.
Have you
at the
seen this
end.
little Walker Fitch kid
I have not.
go-kart?
I want to go up to the Jeff Blow's track up
Yeah.
the road, because I
See
got
that.
a few buddies that go up there just
Yeah.
Wednesday nights. By the time I get home from work, I usually just want to crack a beer and
Yeah,
sit in the
I understand.
garage.
Have you had your eyes on Caden Fisher at all?
I've watched him a few times. He's definitely very smooth. I've definitely been impressed with how much I watched him when he first had his red car over at Groveton. He was good, but you could tell he was new to it. He made mistakes, which he's young. He's gonna make
Well, he's
mistakes.
14.
but
I think he's 14 right now.
Yeah, he's doing very well for himself for sure. And it never hurts when you got your dad being Jamie Fisher and SD Island as a sponsorship. Definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah, right. What was your first car on the track?
95 Neon, something like that. 4-door automatic. It went through hell.
What division did you start?
Daredevils over at Groveton.
You did.
Yeah, 10 years old.
10 years old.
Yep.
Any fear?
No, not really. I'd wrecked 4-wheelers and snowmobiles and never really worried me. Now I had a roll cage around me, so now I really ain't afraid of wrecking. That's what I thought originally. But, I mean, it wasn't a super nice car. It was off the road, stock gas tank, and first race out, the gas tank started leaking, and it was a rusty car. It wasn't nice like a lot of them are nowadays.
And Mom and Dad were right there.
Yeah, well, we went the year before, and I wanted to race because we tried the go-kart, and I came in and I said it's too slow with the little kid division that was running up at Thunder Road. They ran big 4-wheelers, 200cc, 300cc 4-wheelers to that point. So we went to Groveton. Dad was racing. I said, I wanted to race one of those. And it was a kid division. So the next year, Dad found a Neon, and Sean McCarthy and him and my grandparents, and they all painted it all up and fixed it up and threw a cage in it and went racing the next year. Not a lot, just part-time because Dad was racing. So
Yeah. Any particular high points of that that part of the beginning of your career?
Yeah, the end of the year they used to have a big race for the Daredevils. They had enough of them back then. They had the veterans and the novice, and the more experienced guys.
Yeah.
So the guys like Jesse Switzer and Brandon Lambert and Kyle Pembroke, actually, they moved up to the street stocks for that race, and the ones that were too young to stayed with us. So all the rookies at the end of the year and the veterans and the Daredevils ran together. And you could only run that division until you were 14, 15. So they ran together, and I ended up winning that race. The trophy was right here to me at that point.
God.
It was really cool. I lifted it up, almost fell. It was cool. That was the best part of the year. Yeah.
Wow. And how old were you at this point?
10. And I was hooked from there. I was hooked anyway, but that one really set it in.
That's what solidified things for you.
That's when I said I'm gonna be in a late model one of these days, and it just took longer than I wanted it to.
Well, what happened after this trophy?
Well, we ran the same car the next year, and I ended up getting put 3 wide and hit up into the tires over at Groveton. They used to be out of 3 and 4, and destroyed that car. Ended up going to the hospital. And that was a great night because I only went over with my grandmothers.
Yeah.
No dad, no papa. They were all gone racing with dad, so I only had my dad's mom and my mom's mom. And so we went to the hospital and had to come back. And then dad said, "You're all done for the year." And papa bought me another car for the last race, $500 Neon that was in the woods somewhere for the last race. And then we built a new one for the following year.
Was Nana and Papa nervous when they had you in the big house?
I don't think Papa was. He did. He's more worried now than he was then. Nana won't go to the races anymore.
No.
She goes to the races, but she don't like watching anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Well, when me and Dad got in that fight, she was upset after that
She
one.
was.
So yeah, she didn't. She's like, I'm not going. She goes and she walks her little dog around. She might watch some of the races, but most of the time she just goes and hangs out in the camper because we camp at White Mountain.
You got to get Nana a shirt that just says, "That's racing."
Yeah. Oh, that's why she's raced, so she knows, but she doesn't like it when me and Dad fight, and she gets all emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's normal. What was she driving? What was she racing?
Oh man, she said she raced. She won a race. She won either her first or her second race. She only ran twice. I think it was at Bear Ridge she won. Then she came to Thunder Road and she was leading, and she got dumped, and she said, "I'm all done. This is stupid."
Yeah.
Then Papa just raced.
What the hell's going on with the Donahue blood? I mean,
I don't know.
you guys are all
It's
of
like
you.
the danger, I guess, and the speed.
John just had 14 at Devil's Bowl in a V8 Renegade.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's John Lutz, I think.
Yeah.
He's he met me 2012. We built the Renegade. Well, we had it a year before, but we didn't finish it. And so we went down there about halfway through the season because Dad was running. He's like, "I ain't working on it. I got to work on my own stuff." So we finally got it fixed. We went down there. We switched to a standard because you used to have to run automatics in it. We went to Devil's Bowl, and the ears on the transmission would break. So we'd load up because we'd go down early because you could practice early, load the car back up, and go home. And he was there every week with his car. He had Ryan Keith. I think it's Ryan Keith. Raced his car down there. He was all painted up like the nice interstate car, beautiful car. And he watched us go down there for like 3 or 4 weeks, and we started parking next to him, and he just grew into a really good friend. And he still comes to the races quite often and sees me.
Chatting with Stephen Donahue, driver of the number 2 ACT late model. See, there's a picture of you with your papa talking to you on social media. You're leaning into him, and you can tell that you're listening intently.
Yeah.
What was he saying to you?
Oh, we were at Richmond, and I was in a car that was built in 1998 originally. It was Chad Wheeler's old car, the one he won the championship with, and then Chip Goodyear had bought it. And he was asking about the track, and I'm like, well, I mean, it kind of feels good, but the car's not handling right and everything. And he's like, he likes to joke around. It's like, well, when you need someone to really figure it out, you just got to put me into it, and he'll figure it out. So
You love that man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he spots for me still up at Thunder Road. He won't, when it gets dark out, you can't see as well, especially at like White Mountain with lights on is good. So
Right.
we'll have Jared spot or someone else, but for the most part, he spots for me.
Do you love that?
Yeah, I like it. It keeps him, I feel like it keeps him enjoying to coming to the track and gives him something to do, because if he was just standing there, he'd just kind of get bored.
Who's your
Wanna
favorite
go
spotter?
home. Papa. Then it's Jared. Definitely got to be Papa. He's my Papa, but
Yeah.
then Jared's a really good spotter.
Wow.
He's grown into a really good spotter. He had never spotted before I asked him to start spotting, and he's become a really good spotter.
How many times have you run over at Loudon?
Three times.
What's that like?
Boring. Wicked boring. We don't have enough power to go there. The straightaways are so long, and it's not as much fun. It's fun because you're at Loudon, but it's just it feels like you're going down the interstate, down the straightaways, and then you go down into the corner.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's nowadays, like when my dad went there, it was really fun to watch because you had so many good drivers going down there because you had to be invited when Tom started it. Now with
I
it being a
remember that.
race.
Your
Points
dad was
race.
one of the first invited?
Yep. Yeah, the first time they went, he finished 5th. And I think Eddie Mack won it. And then it was the invitational for a long time, but
Yeah.
then now it's a points race, so anyone can go. And there's just a lot of people that think don't understand that they're not at a short track and you wreck there. I mean, that track's killed people, so it's not really a track you want to be hooking people into the wall and stuff like
I'm
that.
guessing the car is geared differently.
Yeah, it's really numb, so it's got a lot. I think it's lower of a point of gear,
Okay.
so it'll really numb down the motor because you got to have such a long. So we only got 3-speed transmissions because you got to have it so low so you're not over revving it. Oops, sorry, at the end of the straightaway.
Sure. So, does it make you when you say boring? Does it make you want to get back out on that track in a fast car?
Yeah, last year was my best year. Definitely, I liked it the first time I went. Loved the tracks. Never been on it. I love going to new tracks. But last year we went Friday, Saturday. Friday was practice day, and we ended the day, and we were fastest down there for the day, and that was really, really cool because they had the big jumbotron, and our name was at the top, so that was really cool. But going from Friday to Saturday, we lost our drive a little bit coming out of 2, so we only ended up 6th. But it was still a good day, a lot better than it was when I went with my car.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, are you more of a local, small town, short track guy, or do you aspire? Do you dream someday of getting in a big car?
I'd love to get into a big car because I think with the motor it'd be a lot better because you'd actually feel the power. It'd feel more like a short track. I'd feel like because you actually have the power to use. I like the short tracks. I still think short tracks are the best thing around.
Yeah,
but I think with the bigger car, bigger motor, that track would be a lot of fun. I'd love to do that.
You would love.
I would love to do that. We got a Pro Stock I ran twice last year, and that's got a big engine in it, and I'd love to have that down there, but they don't allow those motors, so it kind of doesn't make me really want to try to move up a whole lot.
Yeah. Marcel was saying yesterday that he remembered when you went into the wall at Loudon.
Yep.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt a lot. That wasn't much fun. That was not a good day.
What happened?
Well, I was running. I always like running the outside of Loudon because there's like a fine line of grip. So I always like calling it a buffer where you find the marbles and stuff. And I was running the outside because the car was tight. And they seamed the pavement in between just like they do on the regular road. And I was always kind of sideways because you have to carry the throttle because if you lift, you lose all your straightaway speed. Such long straightaways. And I was coming out of 4 and my tire got up on one of them seams right as the wall juts in for the straightaway. And I started to pedal it, but by the time I had went to get back in the throttle, the tire had come off the seam and the car hooked right into the wall. I was able to get it flat, so I just pancaked it, but that one didn't feel very good.
Yeah.
That was an expensive fix.
What happened to you physically? Did you get carted away?
No, I got out. I got yelled at for getting out, but I mean there was smoke coming in from the tire on the wall because I had the wheels turned. It broke the tire rod, so there was smoke coming in, and I've been on fire before in a car, and I don't have any interest in doing that again.
My God.
So it. I felt fine, but I knew I was going to get in trouble for getting out because obviously you're not supposed to get out of the car before a safety crew gets there.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that was not my first worry at that point in time. So I was fine. We loaded the car up, went home, and I was sore the next day, but nothing really to worry about.
I would have been airlifted. Right, Raylene? Yeah. Yeah, and for obvious reasons that I want you to get out of the car.
Yeah.
But where were you on fire one time?
I was at Thunder Road. It was my second race ever in a late model. We showed up to the Milk Bowl in Dave Boyce's car. I had Jeff LeCaire working on the car with me, which was really the only reason I did it as well as I did it because Jeff was working on it. And we were in the first segment, and we got in on time, and we were going forward, and then all of a sudden I lost power steering. We figured it out. There's a hole in the power steering line that I had formed, so Jeff just said, just do what you can do, and instead of dropping back just because it was you couldn't handle. You could do it, just the car doesn't react as well without the power steering. And we were going back. Well, it wore a hole, and it started pissing fluid on the freaking header.
Oh my God!
And I was going down the backstretch, and my dad happened to be going on the outside of me.
Oh my God!
And the fluid caught, and it burst and blew through the seams in the tin in the chassis piping and burnt my eyebrows, burnt my face all up, and we stopped off the top. I got out of the car, and when I hit Dad, it bent his rub rail into his tire. So I got out of the car, and I ran over to him, and he was all unbuckled, ready to get out of the car because he's the same way, he's terrified of fire.
Yeah.
And I looked his car all over and told him, you got to pit. I'd get towed in because it's going to rub a hole in your tire, but he ended up driving it in and fixing the car. But that was my first time with fire, and Dad had done it before, had gotten fire before, and he told me never wait for anyone to get there to get out, and now I know why.
My God. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to experience a little bit of fire, but another thing to be in a confined area where you've got a fire and you can't get out. Yeah.
And that's the other part with going with the speed, and it's not sealed, like the cab ain't sealed, so all the wind that was coming with me going down the straightaway was blowing into the car and blowing everything back towards the driver, which is why it's so dangerous and why a lot of people have been burned as bad as they have because you got all the wind. So that's, if you don't get it stopped soon enough, it doesn't matter if you're trying to get out, you're gonna get burned pretty bad.
Wow. What's the greatest win that you've had? I asked Marcel this yesterday.
I'd probably say, Thunder Road win was cool. Definitely was the best car I've had at Thunder Road, but I'd say the championship was cool in the Tigers. I'll say probably my White Mountain win in the late model, my rookie year over there. We'd finished second 2 weeks in a row. We'd been leading, and the outside's better over there for the last yellow, and the guy got by me in second, and he won the race. Well, the third week came around, it was a 150-lap race, and we ended up winning it. We were definitely good enough, but we ended up winning it. Got our whole left side beat up by another driver because ripped that tail off and tried getting us to pit. And we ended up holding them off and actually starting to drive away a little bit, and that one was good. Norm was happy with that one. That's definitely my best win.
Wow.
The first win, 150 lapper, that's cool. I got the checks still. They have them big plastic checks they give out. I still got that in the garage.
Nice,
I love that thing.
Nice. I asked Marcel yesterday, what's that one win that you just got to have? The one
definitely the Milk Bowl.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
That's what
I
he
don't
says.
care about I've won a championship. It's cool. I don't care about the championship. I want to win the Milk Bowl. I want to kiss the cow.
That's what you're going to try to do this season?
Hopefully. I think our best shot that we've had was 2 years ago, and we got taken out on coming out of turn 2 with 4 laps to go. That one hurt. That pissed me off pretty good. That was
I
our
bet.
best car, and we still were able to fight back to 4th overall. But finishing like basically dead last in the first one definitely doesn't help your chances at all.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Nope, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. So you're not getting married tomorrow.
No, not getting married. I keep saying I might not get married, but I probably will one of these days.
So how much longer are you going to continue to do this? As I said to yesterday, this foolishness.
I don't plan on stopping. I have no interest in stopping, no plans on stopping anytime soon. That's why we built another new Tiger car this year just for us to go and play with.
How many trophies do you have? Who has more trophies?
Oh, definitely Dad.
He does.
Yeah, he raced from 96 all the way up to the present, so he's got a lot, and he was really good in the 90s. He won 4 championships in 2 years running 90, right around 99 to 2000, so he was good.
What year were you born?
98.
All right. Little spring chicken right here. I know. Oh my God! And you remember? Yes, I know. You remember watching Dad?
A little bit, mostly in the late models. I don't remember a whole lot of the Tigers. Of course, I always had cars. I'd have to sit on turn 3, Forsyth Hill, and we play in the dirt with the cars a lot. So
Yeah. Speaking of dirt, we were chatting a little bit about Matt Smith yesterday, and that he's Matt.
Yep.
That he's a kind of a rally guy.
Mm.
He loves. Have you ever thought about? You ever been to a rally race? You ever thought about doing any?
I've never been to one, but I'd love to go and do like the Washington Mountain Hill climb and anything.
Yeah.
I'd probably end up dead, but I wouldn't be afraid of pushing it definitely into the max. It definitely looks fun.
Yeah, and the New England Forest Rally too.
Yeah, my friend Rob went to that a few years ago. He said that was really something I should definitely try and go to.
I think if you ever go and experience that, I've been once, and I'll never forget it. You might be in trouble.
Yeah, it's
You might
a lot
be.
of fun.
Yes. We were, I don't know, 30 feet away from Travis Pastrana, who went by us 90 miles an hour in the woods, kicking up rocks. I mean, it's...
Yeah. It looks. I like seeing. I watch a lot of the videos on Facebook and YouTube.
You do.
Not necessarily of that race, but just of the rally racing, and it looks like I'd
And rally
love
cross,
to go.
too.
It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, the rally cross. That's the one they do on the track, right?
Yeah, track
That
and
looks
dirt.
like-
Yeah.
That looks like fun. I like that they got the different lines. That's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
Watching them going back and forth like that.
Been over to Vermont Sim Racer?
I have not. I haven't been. I don't go up to Burlington much. I'm more of a. I don't come off the hill much.
Well, I understand. I get it, but... Yeah,
Mm.
I understand that. I know he's a country boy.
What's wrong with you?
What's that?
He's a country boy, for God's sakes. What's wrong with
I know
you?
he is. I know, but I'm just saying, at some point,
God,
not
all of us like to go up there and
I'm just...
spend our time,
Well, I know. But if... I'm telling you, if...
I don't go up there either.
No.
No. No interest
It's
whatsoever.
not up, it's over. It's over
It's
there.
over
Up,
there.
over,
Over there.
wherever the hell it is. I don't like to go there either.
I know it's on the way to Airborne. That's what I know.
Bro, if you go in there with your dad, just plan on getting a hotel. You guys are going to be there late.
And I can do it. Dad can't do it. He gets sick doing it.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten he can't play video games. He's done the iRacing like once or twice, but he gets motion sickness from it,
Oh,
from the
wow.
screen moving too fast.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Uncle Bill would like you to tell us a little bit about Red.
Red.
Oh, yeah, I see that right here. Ask him about Red.
That's Amber. She's the girl I'm seeing right now. We're not officially dating yet.
Okay.
She should be listening right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She's working down at Vermont Lottery.
Okay.
That's actually whose car I got. That junk Subaru that's got no heat.
She's letting you drive her car?
Well, she wanted to get
She
a
wants him
truck
to
out,
fix it.
so she wants me to fix it.
Well, she wants him to fix it, but she's letting him drive it. I mean, she's got to have a screw loose. If she's letting him drive her car,
Yeah, well,
You're going to fix it, and then you're going to have to
The
fix
heater's
something
broke,
else.
but
Yeah,
the pedal works.
yeah,
right?
the windshield's broke in it, and she's gonna want me to fix that. It's got all kinds of issues. That's why she's got me driving. She's gonna blame it on me.
Amber,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. He's going to fix one thing and break 3 things. So,
Oh, she says, "Oh, I'm listening."
yeah.
Yeah, I
she's
figured
tuned
she
in.
would be.
Yeah.
Ryan Keith raced Pro Stocks for years
Yep.
and said at 14, Stephen was one of the most respectful drivers that he ever raced with.
Yeah, Ryan. He was fun to race with. That was a good. Unfortunately we only got to race with him 1 year, but Ryan was really fun to race with. Definitely really smooth. He had a wicked throttle control down there, especially with an automatic, because they didn't have any slowdown speed.
Yes.
So he was fun to race with.
You
Do you ever think about how it would be if you guys could just have the track for a day and just put you, Dad, Papa, and Bill out there and let you go?
I'd like to. I keep trying to get Papa to get in the Tiger car this year. I'm going to get him in it. It'll probably only be for practice, but I'm going to get him in it.
How old is Papa?
Oh, I think he's 74,
Yeah.
75. He's right around there.
Yeah.
He likes spending most of his time golfing. He's probably listening right now, too. Usually he's down in Florida playing
listening.
golf.
They're listening.
Big names that you have shared some track time with.
I'm going to say Nick Sweet, but I don't see him as a big name anymore. He's too close of a friend to be the Nick Sweet nowadays, so at least with me. Patrick LaPerle, I swapped some paint with Patrick. Quinny Welch, very underrated driver because he's done everything he's done at White Mountain.
Yeah.
But he's one of every year I've raced, he's been very, very good to race with me. Never really done anything bad, like rough, never rough. Ben Rowe, I've raced with quite a few. Joey LeCaire. Of course, I was really good friends with Little Joey that passed away.
Yeah.
I knew him as Little Joey.
Yeah.
God, there's been a lot of people I've raced with that I looked up to. I've lost a lot of respect for a lot too, and that's the problem with like racing with people that you always love to watch racing as heroes and stuff like that. But I mean,
Right, you learn
the
about them.
most
You
part.
get to know who they
yeah,
really are.
Yeah, exactly. Like my dad. That's why I don't like racing with my dad, because he's a pain in the ass to race with. Nick says it too. He's loves him, but he's the worst guy to race with because he's so aggressive all the time.
He's competitive.
Exactly. He's wicked competitive, and he don't care if it's Nick, if it's
You.
be Kyle Larson, me. He don't care. He wants
Papa.
to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he don't care.
Would he put Papa into the wall?
I don't know, because
No.
Papa would get out of the car and freaking bend him over his knee and hit him.
Wow. What about
It's a
like?
respect thing.
Yeah,
It
of
runs
course.
deep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No
Runs
doubt.
deep.
No doubt. What about like really big names, like some of the names that Squire and Curly have brought onto the track?
I mean, like the NASCAR guys they brought in. I met Bobby Allison when I was younger. I met
Wow.
Richard Petty when they were at the track. I didn't race with Kyle Busch, which didn't really hurt my feelings any. I raced with Christopher Bell. That was cool. He raced good. Ryan Preece raced like an asshole. He raced like a modified driver. Just bumper him out of the way. It's definitely not like when Stefanik and them guys used to race back when I was little. So that was kind of a letdown.
What about Tony? Why am I
Tony Stewart?
Tony Stewart?
I didn't get to race with him, but Dad said he was really cool. Dad's raced with a lot of them. Kevin Havoc, Dad raced with up at Oxford. Really cool guy. Matt Kenseth, he said, was an ass. Kurt Busch was a great guy, my dad said. Really great guy. Stephen Wallace, Rusty's son, really good guy. Kenny Wallace can be an asshole, from what my dad said, because they were parked next to each other. Brad Keselowski, a lot of these guys raced Kendall's other car when my dad was racing, so they were teammates, basically.
Right.
He said most of them were really, really good, but there's always been them few that are just assholes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to race with as many as he has yet. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep doing it long enough
right,
to do
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of these drivers, with all due respect to them, when they come up here to the hills in Vermont, they may not be fully aware of some young, tough farm kids up here who really don't, frankly, give a shit what your name is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's definitely true, especially coming to Thunder Road. And I think most of them underestimate Thunder Road. And that's why, like, when Bubba Paul came up, none of these guys that come up, Kyle Busch was definitely the best one that came up and was competed the best. But I think a lot of them, like even Ryan Preece had Dale Shaw working on his car there. And Dale is very smart guy. And the only way he could get by people was just bumping him out of the way in his car, and he wasn't that great. And I think a lot of them underestimate this track incredibly much.
And how hard it is.
Exactly. That wall scares them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a tight little rough bull ring, and I don't think they understand it.
Do you like the improvements to the wall? Do you like what Chris and Pat have done?
I think they've done great things for the track. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I don't like the wall personally. But everything they've done, you're not going
to get in trouble for that.
Well, everything they've done, they've tried to improve the track, and like everything in the stands has been incredible. All the concession stands, the pits, I don't like the wall and the placement it is. Everything, turn 3 and 4 now, great. I mean, that's incredible for people to sit right there and watch the races. They got the go-karts there now, little track for kids. Like, they're doing everything to keep the track going even after they pass it on. So, I mean, they've been doing great things. And they bought White Mountain, and they've been doing great things over there, too.
Raylene, you got anything for him? Bauer.
Ask him about Bauer.
Ask him about Bauer.
Bauer or Ballard? Ballard.
Ashley says, ask him about Bauer, but maybe.
I don't know who Bauer is. No, Ballard. Matt Ballard, we've been helping build that other Tiger car with. He owns Ballard Garage over in, almost into Whamstown. Been helping him a lot this winter. He's come into really good friend.
How do you without, this stuff is not cheap. This isn't like some mamsy-pamsy hobby here. I mean, this is...
It's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any beer money left over at the end of the week?
Luckily, I got just enough for beer, and that's about it.
What kind of beer do you like?
I drink Angry Orchard.
Yeah, you like Angry Orchard?
Yeah, they always say it's bitch beer, but I like it, so it don't bother me a bit.
Bitch beer? Oh, my God.
They all drink Bud Light, and I always tell them, well, it's got more alcohol in it than your Bud Light, so...
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that is, yeah. So, I mean, what do you want to do next? I mean, obviously, win the Milk Bowl. I mean, that's on your list.
I want to win Norm an ACT race in his car, and I'd like to get Norm a championship, but we've just had a lot of bad luck. But I definitely want to win Norm an ACT race. So I've raced for a few other people in the late models, but I mean, he's invested a lot of time and money into me, and he's been great to me. We've lasted a hell of a lot longer than anyone said we were. We would be lucky to make it half a year, and we're on year 5 or 6 this year, so we've been doing good.
Do you ever feel like getting out in one of the Warrior cars and just...
All right, Norm gets mad at me. I'll drive anything. It don't matter what it is. If all they want me to do is get in and drive it, I'll do it.
Trade some paint with McCarthy?
Oh, yeah. Definitely Chubby Rambo. Definitely. Yeah. Me and Dad did the Winter Enduro at Groveton this year, and I'm going to do the Enduro at Thunder Road this year.
You are?
Yeah.
What are you going to drive?
I got a Kia Sorento. I ran it in the Winter Enduro last year. I tried this year, but I had water in the gas tank because it sat outside and it wouldn't run. But it's running again, so I'm going to run it in the Thunder Road one.
You going to run at Plattsburgh?
I'd like to. It just depends on... I don't like missing Dad's races. I like helping him.
Yeah.
We got a lot of friends at White Mountain that we go over and we help. And like we were helping Brandon Gray, but unfortunately he got in trouble this year, so he can't run over there. But, I mean, I try not to miss Dad's racing or Bill's because Bill races again. So I try not to miss being over there, and when I go over there, I don't plan on driving. I'm a crew chief, I'm just a crew member, but I like to help out as much as I can when I'm not racing.
We just got a comment here. Us old-time Dodge Neon guys like to stick together. You know who that would be?
Would it be Paco
No,
Marshall? He has a neon.
no, I had Paco on the.
Tyler Austin raced a neon.
We had Paco on the podcast. We got to get him back.
Right.
Yeah, we have to.
Neon.
Yeah, we had him. We got to get him back. Patrick Tibbetts.
Oh, Patrick does have a neon. I forgot. He's like the only neon now.
He says you can dish it out and take it right back. So, the racing mailman. He's a solid dude.
I've worked on a couple of enduro cars up at his house. He's a good guy. Been up to a few parties up there. For like my buddy Brian Pellegrini, he moved down to Virginia now, which sucks. You're an asshole, Brian, for doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't have him on the crew
Well,
anymore.
Pellegrini's he's listening too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured he would be. That's why I told him he's an ass still. We've lost a lot of crew members over the years. Just everyone. Dad said it when I was young, and I had everybody. It's like, no, everyone will be here forever. Dad says like sooner or later they're gonna get lives. And it's like, no. Yeah. I've lost a lot of them because they've got girlfriends and they want to do other stuff. And I'm just still sitting at home working on cars, which is fine.
Yeah,
I like it. I wouldn't do anything else. I don't like going out. Don't like going to the bar. Too expensive.
You gotta find the ladies that don't mind being in the garage.
Amber doesn't mind being in the garage. She'll hang out in the garage even if it's 10:30, 11:30 at night. She'll just hang out and drive me home.
She's sitting over in the corner crocheting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's the one that we like to watch Harry Potter in the garage. Then a movie will end. It's like, okay, you can put the next one on. She'll sit there and change it for us so me and Dad can keep working.
Oh my God. What's I just had a question. I want to ask you. And I think we chatted about this last time I had you on. What was it like for you when we all lost little Joey?
It sucked. It definitely sucked. And I tried, and I was very sad about it. I mean, he was a really good friend, but I tried not to. I felt worse for Jeff and Joey and Jay and Jared because they had enough.
Sure.
That family's had plenty of heartbreak. So it's just it was unfortunate. That's the best way to put it. It was just very unfortunate. It sucked.
Yeah.
I miss him a lot, but the best way I look at it is he died doing something he loved. He loved four-wheeling. We scooted around so much. We wrecked his Blazer in my driveway. We wrecked snowmobiles together.
In your
driveway?
Yeah,
we were going up and down skating on my uncle's pond, and we'd come up, get food, and go back down. We came up, and we'd drift that, 95 turquoise blue Blazer into the driveway. Well, Joey drifted a little bit too much, overcorrected, and freaking smoked the tree.
Yeah.
So we walked up to the house. It's like, can someone pull us out of the ditch? And they came down, pulled us out, just left it on the side of the road, and Joey waited all day to call Dad. And Jeff got there, and obviously I don't blame Jeff. Jeff wasn't happy. But he was like, you going to call Jeff? No, I'm not going to call him till later.
Oh, my God.
A lot of good memories.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling Raylene earlier today, and she's rolling her eyes, and it made me kind of think of you a little bit. My little girl's 7 years old. She's got a little 50cc CRF.
Yep.
I built, of course, Mom wasn't home, and last summer, we had a huge pile of stone out in the backyard. I told her to hit the stone and see if she could,
drive up over it.
Yeah, and she did. She got launched out of the cannon and went flying across the yard, put her face in the dirt. But just like 2 days ago, I built, Mom wasn't home, built a little ramp in the driveway, and I put the traffic cones right there by the ramp.
Yeah, so she knew to go in the middle.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
And she hit it, and she did okay. She didn't back off the throttle at all, though. She buried the throttle going into the jump.
Yeah,
which is something that you would do.
Yeah, definitely.
And then at, maybe 50 feet later is that huge pile of snow that's in the driveway that hasn't melted yet from the plow.
Yeah.
And she went right into that, and the bike stopped, and she launched
Off.
ass over tea kettle and ripped her helmet off and was like, "Dad, did you see that? That was awesome." So
As long as she's not scared of it, that's always
yes,
good. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is get back on the horse.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. To not be scared of it, that's the best way to do it. And that's a lot of people get scared when that happens, and like racers do it. They get in a bad wreck, a lot of them will stop. But
Right.
that's the way Dad always said. If he'd pick me up, oh, you're not bleeding, throw me back on, go back out.
You might. Could be a compound fracture, but
You worry about that later.
Worry about that.
When the adrenaline wears off, that's when you worry about it.
That's when you're in pain.
Yeah.
Throw some duct tape on there and keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
But, now Lily and I are trying to think, outside the box here. Can we flatten out some of this snow pile to turn the snow pile itself into a jump?
Yep, probably could. I mean, the only problem would be if it's keeping it like hard enough to not get stuck
Right.
in it again.
Exactly.
That'd be the hard part. I've done that before. I did that on the 4-wheel and broke my sister's arm.
Did you?
Yeah, my older sister. She was on the back of it, big Polaris 350. I thought it was a snow pile. I was steering, thought it was a snow pile, smoked it, and it was an ice pile. She fell off, broke her arm. I got up, no issues. She wrapped her arms around me, but I wasn't worried about it.
You didn't catch any air?
I don't remember. Oh no, we did. We definitely did because she went flying.
Yeah.
But I got in trouble for that one, I'm assuming. But I don't remember a whole lot. I do remember hitting the ice pile though and her breaking her arm.
Well, we've got this, this huge mattress in the barn that we're thinking. Don't tell Raylene this, but or Mom, but we're thinking about pulling that out just as a buffer, in case we need to stop.
Yeah.
So.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Better than hitting rocks or dirt.
Yes. Because if we don't have the mattress there, she could end up in the river, and then
that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
And there's a lot of stones in that river.
Right.
A lot of stones. Not much water to catch you.
Yeah, and then we flood out the carburetor. That's not good. So
No.
we can't have that. So what are you ready for the 150? That's like tomorrow, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Coming up.
We're going to Loudon, and that's 3 weeks, 4 weeks, mid-April. We're going to Loudon. And Norm, I went over this weekend with Billy to Norm's house. We work on the car at Norm's house, and the car's all vinyled up. I haven't gone over there much, but he's had the car done since December, and he's been bored all the rest of the winter now, so he's ready to get racing. And we got the trailer out and everything, so we scaled it. We scaled it 3 times now, making little adjustments, what we want to do. We'll scale it one more time, and put a wax on it, and put it in the trailer. So we're definitely ready. I'm definitely ready. At the end of the season, I was ready to be done with it, but it was 2 weeks of redoing the other cars' bodies, skin kits, cleaning them, going through them. And it's like, okay, I can be at the track again.
What do you do for a living? What do you do for work?
I drive a triaxle dump truck for myself normally, but right now I'm working as a mechanic down at Duxbury Auto Tech. So I got to thank them for letting me take a longer lunch.
Yeah, and throw some love at your sponsors.
Yeah, we got a Kingsbury Construction out of Waitsfield. We got obviously Norm Andrews Excavation. We got Lowry's Auto Sales. We got Coyo Quick Stop, my aunt, up at the top of the hill. We got Rickland Farm Trucking. That's my business. And that's pretty much it right now. Hopefully we get a couple more.
Yeah. Is Dad ready? Who's more ready for the season? Physically, mentally?
Dad's not really mentally ready yet. Because he's switching jobs right now, so he's making sure that's going to go all smoothly because he's had the same job for like 20 years, so he's got to change that up. But I mean, he's ready. He's ready to be at the track, even if he doesn't race much. He's going to be at camping at White Mountain because him and Quinny, they were always friends, but they've become really good friends over there.
Does he ever talk about the end in sight?
Yeah, he's talked about it a couple times. I mean, like, stop full-time. My goal, I want to get him a late model championship. He's definitely not too old to win one of those yet. Stacey Cahoon can still win one, so he definitely just needs to have some luck. We built 3 new cars in the last 2 years, not including the year we're in, and it's been a bit of a learning curve because they're actually new, and it's been trying to keep one car going steady, let alone three, with usually only two of us, is a little bit tougher. And then I got Norm's car that I'm always going on and working on too. So it's we got to get his button down and focus. And I think we can actually do something. We got him a win last year, so
I'm guessing folks like you that are, frankly, addicted to this.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That you in order to function in life, you've got to like compartmentalize. All right, I'm at work now. I have a job to do. I need to do my job, and I need to stop thinking about what happened last night at Thunder Road.
Yeah.
Is that difficult to do?
Sometimes. I got racing with Jason Woodard, and I felt I got screwed. This was years ago, and I ended up second that night. We got done Thursday night. We brought the cars home, hooked up the campers. Me, my parents, Rowdy Parker, who does the ice up here, Sherry May, and the Sweets. That night, hooked on the campus, we rolled to Cape Cod. So that was a lot easier to do it then. But when I'm working my truck and something bad happens on the Thursday night and I'm got to work Friday, that's all I can think about. And, of course, I sit in my truck and talk to myself. So that's always good, a good thing to do.
I'm guessing that you... I could see you being the type that would just kind of go out and just open up the trailer and just look at the car.
Oh, I've done that. The night I backed in the wall and had the rear clip destroyed, I did that a lot. I did it with Norm's when I got my bell rung over at White Mountain, destroyed his car. That one sucked a lot. That was the first clip we had to put on it. That one sucked.
But
destroyed it.
But you haven't said yet, Jesus, I don't know if I should be doing this much longer.
I've said it. I'm definitely the person that after something bad I says, screw this, I'm freaking done. It's such bullshit. Then I go to sleep, or a couple hours later, I'm like, I guess I should fix it. Go back.
Donahue right there. That's a Donahue right there.
That's definitely how that is too.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I've definitely said that plenty of times. Said, this is stupid. I'm done.
Yeah. Give it a few hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, let's go work on it so we can race next week. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. What drivers do I need to have on this podcast? Who should get their ass in here?
You should definitely get Nick in here.
Well,
he's freaking, he's funny.
That's what that's what Marcel was saying yesterday. Marcel was like, you got to get Nick in here.
Nick's funny. Nick's very funny.
Too busy. He's too busy.
He's very busy right now. He bought a new house and stuff. He's very busy. I'd say Dad, but Dad's always working. Who the hell is
Well, Paco, too. I mean, it'd be nice to get him in here.
I bet Matt White has quite a few good stories.
Yeah.
Racing Matt White. He's working a lot. He's got that, he bought out Curly, so he's always on the road with a big semi-truck now.
And Ray Lean's working on.
Should do some Tiger guys.
Some Tiger
I'd say
drivers?
McCaskill, but he's a little mouthy. The guy's get in trouble.
Yeah.
I want to get a couple of the girls. Shay.
Yep.
I got a little list here.
Got Kelsey, Taylor Hoare. I bet Taylor would be a Taylor Hoare would be a good one because her dad being Brian Hoare.
Kelsey Woodard?
Kelsey Woodard would be a good one.
She's been on.
She's been on?
Yeah. Yeah, we should get her back.
Yeah, you got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige Whittemore. Yeah, because her brother's been racing. Her brother's been racing for a little while now, and she has too. And see her transition from the Warriors to the street stock. She seems a lot more comfortable on the Mustang than them front wheel drives, which is pretty normal, I feel like.
Do you drive differently if you know there's a girl off your passenger side?
No. It doesn't matter who it is. I just want to get by them. As long as they don't run into me, it don't matter to me. I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. I've raced with a lot. I've raced with the Landfield girls. I've raced with Kelsey. I've raced.
Yeah.
I guess really that's it. There's not a lot of girls in this sport, and that's kind of unfortunate. I mean,
yeah.
I think there should be a lot more of them that would want to get into it, but I mean, a lot of them do a lot of different things too.
Yeah. Sure.
Huh? Yeah, like
Yeah,
my
they
sister.
ride
My sister
horses.
rides a horse, so.
And
And Dad's tried to get her into a race car, and she likes it. Has stupid ass horses. Not a fan of horses.
Lutz is saying we're going to get Scott Dragon on. So
Yeah, Scott Dragon would be a pretty good one. Yeah. There's a lot of guys at Thunder Road. Definitely. Well, God, a lot of them are left now, I guess. But
yeah, you ever get chatting with Ken Squire at all, or Dave Moody?
I used to. Moody, I've never really talked to Moody, but he's talked to my parents and stuff. He actually was going. He told my dad or my grandfather, one of them, when we were at Hickory, he was waiting to cross the track, and he said all of a sudden this green car went by. He's like, "Oh, that's got to be a Donahue," because not a lot of people run green, and that's my favorite color. Ken used to come up a lot. Actually, back when Tom was still around, before he'd sold the track, he'd come over in the golf cart and tell me he's got to get me out of damn Crybaby Corner, which is way in the back parking lot, because you had Pete Dudo and Kendo, and he said all them guys do is frickin' bitch and cry. So he'd always come over and talk to me and tell me what I did wrong maybe the week before, and Ken would always come over and talk to me. So it was cool, really cool back then. And unfortunately, I didn't get to race for him as much as I would have liked.
By the way, we're going to try to get Pete on the show here. We're going to try.
Yeah, he's in the process of moving too right now with Du Bois and everything, selling. So he'd be a good one. He's got a lot of stories. He's been in a long time.
Well, we're gonna try.
He's worked with a lot of drivers too, so he'd have a lot of stories.
I asked you this last time. I want to ask you again. Curly ever piss you off good? Like real good?
Not really. I mean,
Respect?
nothing. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, of course, he wasn't like he was. I used to love his drivers' meetings. He was, you did not talk, and if you talked, he'd call you right out on it, and it was always his way or the highway, and he was behind his decision.
Marcel said the exact same words yesterday.
Tom was, he never really pissed me off. He never really made a terrible call that I thought, and that I can remember off the top of my head. But I'm sure there's plenty of people that would say differently on some of the calls he's made, but he was... You didn't have to question where you stood with him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Before they sold, actually the year before Tom died, I was able to win that Tiger Championship. So I was the last guy to win a Tiger Championship under Tom and Ken owning the track. So that was very cool.
Wow.
That one it's not, I don't have a plaque, a trophy or anything, but I know that was the year. So to me, that's important to me.
That's awesome. Ashley saying, John and Bill together for a Tiger Days podcast.
That'd be good. You'd have to get Bill up from Rutland, and have to get Dad in here on an off day or something. But depending on how this new schedule works,
can you put some heat on Dad?
I can put some heat on him, especially if he's like, I told him to swing in. He'd be a lot more comfortable just because he gets camera and everything. He gets a little bit more nervous.
Yeah, but you don't know that the camera's here. You're not even looking at it.
Especially with Bill being here, someone being here to talk to him, remind him of stuff, because he gets flustered and forgets a lot of stuff.
But if he has a beer or two...
definitely with a beer, a tea. He likes twisted tea lights. You get him a couple of those, he'd definitely be good.
Oh, my God. Brother, thank you for coming in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, let's do it again. And I said the same thing yesterday. If you have 5 minutes in your life, mid-season, and you can pop in here, we would love that.
Yeah. We can stay in touch and figure out a time, because I'm not going to be running full time anywhere, at least not right now. So I should have at least a few days that I should be able to get away.
All right, let's plan that out. Let's do that.
We can do that.
We'll see how the season's going for you.
Yeah, hopefully better than last year.
We assume that it will.
I'm hoping so. I'm definitely hoping
last
so.
Year. Yeah. Thanks for coming in, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Right in front of you are the sponsors that make all of these podcasts possible. Right there on your screen. And we thank them, and we love them, and we appreciate them so much. Just a quick heads up here that looks like Wednesday night we've got some junk that Mother Nature's going to be throwing at us. Watch out for some icy spots tomorrow night. But we're watching the weather carefully this time of year, as it can change so quickly. Cold right now is the word. We're at 25 degrees and cloudy for the most part, some breaks of blue sky up there, but yeah, maybe 30 if we're lucky today. 15 tonight, highs around 40 tomorrow, and then lower 60s maybe by Thursday. So the SAP ought to be running. Thanks so much to all of our presenting sponsors making the podcast possible. We're live from the Aired Out Studios, ASB Financial Studios, and Fly on the Wall Production, right here on Main Street, 185 North Main Street in Barrie. Stay well. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks to Stephen Donahue and his family for supporting him so much and being a part of the podcast. Appreciate your eyes and your ears. We'll catch you again real soon.